A tragedy nearly unfolded in the harsh climate of the Arctic just a few months ago. 4 small icebergs broke off, trapping 10 orcas in a deadly enclosure. In a once-in-a-million event, these unfortunate whales found themselves in a life-threatening situation. Due to the recent effects of climate change, icebergs in the Arctic have begun to break apart. Sudden cold snaps caused rapid freezing across the ocean's surface, turning the Arctic into a vast prison of ice. Caught by the sudden freezing caused by a powerful Arctic storm, the orcas were stranded in an area surrounded by thick ice. Despite their efforts, the orcas could not free themselves. Without timely rescue, they would not survive. Fortunately, local fishermen who were out fishing nearby noticed something was wrong. They heard the distressed cries of the whales from afar and realized the animals were calling for help. The fishermen quickly reported the situation to local authorities. One of the fishermen remembered experiencing a similar event a few years ago, where they had failed to save animals in distress. Knowing time was of the essence, they acted quickly. After the fishermen reported the situation, the news spread rapidly to television channels worldwide. People from all over the world anxiously followed the unfolding developments. Within hours, scientists and rescue volunteers arrived at the scene. They knew time was running out and wasted no time getting to work. A large-scale rescue operation had begun. Marine biologist Dr. Angelica Green led the team of experts and quickly devised an effective action plan. Meanwhile, rescue crews prepared heavy equipment and special cutting tools. The first task was to expand the open water area and create a path for the orcas to swim to open sea. The engineering team developed a system to distribute the equipment's weight evenly across the ice, ensuring that nothing went wrong during the operation. A small icebreaker began cutting through the ice facing the ocean, carving out a safe passageway for the orcas. Volunteers and biologists stayed close to the whales throughout, trying to ensure the animals could access enough oxygen. Young volunteer Maria sensed that one of the baby whales was frightened, so she started singing a gentle song to calm it. Meanwhile, the rescue crews worked tirelessly. Powerful saws, metal cutters, and other tools ran constantly to break through the thick ice. Some volunteers even began drilling small holes in the ice to help the whales breathe. The thickness and density of the ice made the task challenging, but no one was willing to give up. Mark, an experienced rescuer, suggested heating the water around the ice, which sped up the process. People set up tents around the ice and began taking shifts to warm the ice. Some volunteers served hot drinks and food to the workers while sharing their knowledge about ice behavior and the animals in Arctic conditions. The temperature dropped further with each passing hour, and heavy winds and snow made things even more difficult. Peter van der Wolf, a Dutch conservationist and Arctic specialist, was at the scene. Peter had lived in the Arctic for many years and had participated in several rescue missions. Learning about the orcas' situation from his colleagues, he had immediately wanted to help. His experience was invaluable to those working on the rescue team. Peter shared his expertise with the team members and participated in live broadcasts from the scene, which were immensely helpful. Additional resources poured in from all over the world. Rescue teams worked around the clock, taking shifts to rest. They carefully carved a path through the ice without harming the whales, using special heaters to prevent the water from refreezing, and operated pumps to ensure the animals could continue to breathe. Some volunteers set up a lighting system at the site to help the rescue teams work uninterrupted. Meanwhile, engineers installed a solar-powered energy system to power the lights, which charged during the day and ran efficiently at night. Veterinarians closely monitored the whales throughout the operation. There was a heart-stopping moment during the rescue when a sharp edge of one of the icebergs injured a few of the orcas. Veterinarians, led by Dr. Lisa Chen, quickly attended to the wounded animals. She also developed a special diet to keep the whales' strength up during the ordeal. Drones were used to monitor the situation and ensure everything was under control. One drone captured footage showing the orcas supporting each other, which deeply moved everyone who watched. As night fell, temperatures plummeted sharply. The equipment was at risk of freezing. Rescue teams acted swiftly to protect the generators and pumps with thermal blankets and insulation materials. A team of mechanics worked tirelessly in shifts to keep the equipment running despite the harsh conditions. By the end of the second day, the most powerful heaters had arrived at the site. As they worked continuously, the ice finally began to melt. The melting ice made the team's job much easier, allowing them to work faster. Local authorities organized the fuel supply for the heaters and other equipment. Helicopter deliveries sped up the process. On the 5th day of the rescue, volunteers noticed that the orcas were becoming more active as the area around them expanded. The efforts were working. The whales were regaining their strength, and freedom was now within reach. Biologists recorded underwater footage to confirm the orcas' condition had improved. The orcas were doing well, and this motivated the team to work even faster. The final blow would come from an icebreaker which would shatter the last thick layer of ice, opening the way to freedom for the orcas. When the last ice barrier was broken, the orcas, who had been in danger for several days, slowly but surely began to move toward open water. The entire rescue team was overjoyed. Their hard work had paid off. The team was exhausted and dawn was approaching. Then, something incredible happened. One of the orcas let out a triumphant cry of joy, excited to be free at last. The others followed suit, swimming toward the open sea. This moment was broadcast live worldwide, met with applause and cheers. Buoyed by their success, the rescue team continued the final tasks with renewed energy. One by one, the remaining orcas were freed. People watched closely, ensuring the whales didn't hurt themselves on the sharp edges of the ice. The narrow passage wasn't quite wide enough, and the help of the entire rescue team was needed to free the last, largest orca. This final task was the most critical and delicate. It took several hours, but when the last whale was finally freed, the team erupted in cheers, celebrating their victory. Some even cried tears of joy. The atmosphere was deeply emotional. After days of grueling work, the orcas had been saved without further harm. This event served as a powerful reminder of humanity's responsibility and solidarity in the face of nature. Scientists, volunteers, and local communities coming together to save the orcas showed us that success against the challenges of nature can only be achieved when we stand united, not alone. Even in the harsh conditions of the Arctic, people acted with respect and compassion for the rights of animals to live. It highlighted once again the direct impacts of climate change and underscored the importance of protecting the natural world. The key takeaway is that we need to put in more effort to safeguard the beauty and creatures that nature offers us. Protecting nature isn't just about saving animals. It's about securing a future for all of us. This rescue mission should remain etched in our memories as a testament to humanity's strength and the power of collaboration, inspiring us in our ongoing fight to protect the planet. Please don't forget to like the video, share it with your loved ones, and subscribe to the channel.